Boo-hoo! Boo-hoo on who is Pat Sheranian and Julia Currey.
Happy Halloween. I'm great. And you, may I say, you look great.
Absolutely. Every witch should look just like this, regardless of whether they're witchy or not. Welcome to our show. We're going to have some fun today. The rest of the week is a little bit more serious, but we decided to have some fun with this today. Julia's in a spider web over there.
Yes, I do.
That's a very fancy sweater, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, and on the back, well, you can't see, but on the back, there's one little spider coming down a spider web. But it's fun. I love to wear this every Halloween, and so it's my staple.
Well, I have been a witch for so long that some consider it typecasting. So
no, that's not true
but
at all.
That's the white to give it a little, lift. And the wig has history. In 1962, I needed to have dark hair, and mine had been lightened just a little bit. And then I wore this again in the 80s. And this is my natural color hair.
You really are dark?
I really am this dark, yeah.
Wow.
But it got lighter a little bit here and there. My mother's hair turned beautifully white. Mine did not do that. So I got up this morning and I thought, I wonder what I'll look like as a brunette. It is really bad.
It's not brunette. It's black, baby.
It is black.
It is black.
My dad had black hair and absolutely green eyes. I mean, just green.
Oh, wow. Wow.
He was colorblind, however. So my kids have had my boys, you have to dress them. They shouldn't dress themselves. We're going to talk about what's going on in Utah Valley. We've got a lot of stuff going on here. First, I want to thank our sponsor, Kyani, Kyani. Wonderful products. There are 3 products. There's a sister product, so 4 altogether. The drink is really a whole bottle of vitamins and minerals. We've added to that Alaskan blueberry and 10 super fruits. It is absolutely marvelous. Then we have a sockeye salmon that's an omega-3, pure fish oil. And we have Nitro FX, which stimulates our body to make nitric oxide, which we need after we're about 30, because by the time you're 40 and 50, 60 and 70, you're looking for a nap in the afternoon because you don't have any energy anymore. This thing gives us energy. I am living proof of the energy. I'm going 14, 16 hours a day, keeping up with Julia, who's a couple of years younger than I am. And,
well, I don't know about that. Some days.
I've knocked off all the climbing. No more climbing. No more biking, maybe. But anyway, this is good product because I was diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, what did I say? And arthritis for 14 years.
Wow.
And after taking these products in July of 2010, no medications, absolutely normal, everything.
Normal is questionable. Normal is questionable, but off medications, that's great.
Hey, do I need the tech making my comments like decades younger? I mean, be nice. Julia's a little younger. Okay, so the great products, the number to call is 801-362-9552, and I can tell you a lot more about it. Get you to where you can be a customer or be a distributor and build a business. Okay, now it says we're scary today. Okay, it's going to get worse. All right, we got a lot of things going on in the Valley. Want to talk about that. Julia is the Senior Sales Director.
Sales Manager
for the Utah Valley Convention and Tourism Bureau.
That's right. Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. To be precise. Yes, I am. And we are located at 111 South University Avenue in Provo. Just right across from the old Tabernacle and the old county courthouse is where our offices are. And we have a wonderful visitor center there. We have a gift shop where you can buy products made in Utah and specifically Utah Valley. We also have, from South Ridge Farms. We have some of their nuts and their cherries, and we have honey and all.
Can you buy it there?
Yes.
Where?
In our little gift shop, right as you come in.
At the Visitors Bureau?
Yes. We have
right on University Avenue, across from the old Tabernacle that burned. That's going to be a temple. That one.
111 South University, actually.
Oh, for goodness sakes.
And we also have Willie Holdman's beautiful cocktail book on Timpanogos. All the photos he's taken there.
Beautiful.
You can buy prints already done up. We have greeting cards of his. We have T-shirts and hats and.
So is the public invited?
Yes. Yes, come and do
You
your
know what? I
shopping.
did not know that. I knew that they had at one time when they were in the building of the old courthouse.
Uh-huh.
They had a little gift shop down there, but you really sound like you're running a deal over there.
It's great. We have saltwater taffy. We have the 2012 Utah calendar is just stunning. It's a huge calendar and it's quite reasonable. It's about, I think, about $11. And so come get your 2012 Utah calendar.
I will do it because today and tomorrow and the rest of this week, we're going to be moving. We've been in a West Provo location for our streaming video and for our facility for the radio station. By the way, we're on KHQN 1480. You think I get that right?
That's okay.
Yeah, 1480 on your radio dial. And if you want to watch on your internet, on your computer, it's pat.utahvalleylive.com. Thanks to Kent Vorkig, who owns Utah Valley Live and .com. And we're going to be moving right downtown Provo.
Great. Closer to
downtown,
my office.
Downtown. We're just almost on the corner of Center Street and University Avenue. We're upstairs. Eventually, we're going to have room for public to come in and sit and watch us live.
Oh my goodness, an audience.
Right.
What will a ham like me do with an audience? Oh my goodness.
I'm afraid to think about
Somebody stop me.
And so we are streaming for those of you on the radio. And if you're watching us streaming, then we're also on the radio, and we're grateful for that. We appreciate Robin Howell. She is the owner of the Signal KHQN and a good lady. Our tower is down in Spanish Fork, and here we are in Provo City, in the heart of Utah Valley. But not everything is going on here.
No, but Utah Valley is an exciting place to be.
It is.
We have a wonderful website, which is utahvalley.com. Now, that is very easy to remember. utahvalley.com. You can go to our website, and it's just a plethora of information, a wonderful resource for people looking for events, looking for hotel rooms, looking for meeting space. We cover it all. Specifically, I'm over meetings and sales for the groups. So anything that's 10 room nights or more, we can get you a reduced hotel room. So give us a call at 801-851-2100 and we'll help you with anything you need. Family reunions. I'm working with a lady right now from Virginia who wants to have a family reunion next summer and has no idea to go about it because she's in Virginia.
Right.
So we're helping with her.
Well, and I called last week because Tim Ballard and some of the authors that we've been working with have been on the air or that are coming on the air with us. He's going to be in town now. They've had to move it into December, but we're looking for a venue that will hold, several hundred people at least.
Well, I can help you with that.
I know, and we're going to do that. We're going to figure out where that's going to be and let the public know.
Well, great.
We've also, spoke to Sarah Hines, who was on with us last week, and she's coming on again the end of this month, and we're going to try and put a group together for her as well as other people that are here locally. Mary Boyack, we both know Mary very well, and she's going to be on this Friday, and we're going to look for a place for a venue for her so she can stand up in front of a bunch of people.
Oh, wonderful.
And tell stories out of her book, The Coat and Crown.
And also her poetry.
Her poetry. She's bringing that Friday.
Oh, wonderful.
She and her sister Karen.
Oh, don't miss that show on Friday for sure.
It's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Okay, what else have we got going on?
Well, I was thinking a little bit that I don't know if the community uses our public libraries as much as they could, but they have so many different activities and events that are going on constantly at your public libraries. I think this area, being it's so family friendly, probably does use the library a lot more than others because
and
whenever
a lot of our little towns have small libraries, which is good also.
They have so many events for children's and family, story time, reading time. There's one that's going through the end of the year at the Orem Public Library, and it's in their storytelling wing. The Orem Public Library is
where the
beautiful.
children are.
Yeah.
In that wing?
Yeah, that little storytelling
The
wing.
tables are low and the chairs are little.
Yeah.
And you haul up with them and you scrunch, but it's great.
Well, I was thinking as we get older, we sort of shrink. So how perfect for grandmas to go with the little kids.
The problem is you can't get out of those chairs.
Oh, once you get in the chair, you
can get down in them, but you can't get out of them. You're there for the duration.
So
yeah, that is a great facility, and the whole children's area is off to one side to the in its own wing, which is really nice. nice because it kind of contains the children. But they have wonderful storytelling there. And I'm going to assume that they have storytelling down at the one in Provo.
Oh, they do.
One.
They do. And I'm sure all the other ones do also. But they also have a bilingual storytelling time at the Orem Public Library. Easy for me to say.
Once a month, kind of a Halloween day.
It is. It's the end of the month. Once a month, they say they have this bilingual session of story time. Talented storytellers introduce the audience to words and phrases in Spanish through terrific books and music. And what a great way to learn that. I actually lived in Guadalajara, Mexico for 3 years and learned Spanish. Now, I can't say I was grammatically correct every time, but with a big smile on your face, a great attitude, and you can act anything out, I got by just fine for 3 years living down there. So that's a bilingual storytelling time, and it's once a month. So check out the Orem Public Library.
No cost?
Nope, it's free.
Good.
Most wonderful thing about the library is all of their events are free.
Very good.
And then also at the Provo City Academy Square Library, they have from September 3rd, it started through the end of the year, December 31st, they have book babies. So it's for ages 0, well, maybe 1 day is a little more than 0, but it's up to
bring your little teeny ones.
But it's up to 12 months. And they have age-appropriate stories, songs, and finger plays for babies and their caregivers.
Where in the? Because I know the upper ballroom areas.
I don't know exactly where they hold that.
I'm going to guess it's somewhere on the lower levels.
Yep. Well, they also have a children's department.
Do they?
In the Provo Library, so it's probably there. Then they also have Mother Goose for older children's, about 1 year old, 1 to 2. They have a little Mother Goose
cute
storytelling, age appropriate, which is just a great place to go and take your children or grandchildren.
I want to talk about Halloween.
Okay, it's today. Happy Halloween, everybody.
There was a big discussion going on somewhere. Should we really be celebrating this day? Should we ignore it? I've got kids that would like to ignore this day and all holidays. They feel they're very, very commercial and driven for the wrong reasons. Christmas gets so commercial. I know that Ann Madsen's coming up. She's going to be giving a talk to our neighborhood, to the Relief Society group, about just that very thing, spirituality at Christmas time, and she's got a panel working with her. But how to keep the spirit of Christmas and what it's supposed to stand for, and not a time of spending all the money and stacking up your credit cards beyond belief.
Well, I agree. It is very commercially driven.
It is.
And you get bombarded with it all over. But I think in society as a whole, you'll find that with anything. And so it all comes down to what are you going to choose to do, and how are you going to acknowledge or celebrate a holiday. And so it comes down to personal choice of what you want to do.
But it does. And the thing I'm sad about is the schools have taken Christ out of everything. And that's a little difficult for those of us that are Christians.
Well, I taught music for several years back in California when I lived there in Yorba Linda, and it was interesting to see the transition as years went on. How I had to make sure I chose correct music that was approved for the Christmas program, which then became the holiday program.
Right, I remember that.
And it was wonderful to include all the other religions and faiths, their song, but it could no longer be called Christmas. It was a holiday program.
Things change. Well, this is a holiday. We're not sure what it's whether it's a good thing or not, but again, it's personal choice.
It is.
And I did a personal choice and decided to come crazy today and have fun. I actually have to go sign some legal papers this afternoon, and I'm wondering how the world to get through that.
Well, they'll see that you're a fun person,
or that I've gone around the bend, one or the other,
and very creative. Well, I used to really get into Halloween as a kid, and then as a mother, I would always make my own costumes for my children, and they turned out well. Now, you could tell they're homemade, so it wasn't as if somebody that had a couple $100 went and bought this amazing costume. You could tell they were homemade, but I would take my kids' poor things. I think I ran them ragged. I would take them from one Halloween contest to another because they'd win. And so we'd run.
That's good sewing, girl.
It was good sewing. Well, creative. And here's a cute idea for you grandmas or young moms out there, which was a huge hit. I took one of those one-piece sleepers, the zip up with the foot in them, and I sprayed it with adhesive glue, and I just put cotton balls all over it, just as tight as I could. As tight as I could, everywhere, feet, everywhere. Then I made a little cute little white cap, and then I made little ears. And so my little Lisa was a sheep. And she was probably about 2.5, and it was in California, and it was hot, and I'm dragging this poor child in this hot one-piece sleeper with cotton balls all over it, and she'd go and walk her in the circles for these contests, and they'd come up to her and they'd say, "What are you?" And she'd just look at them, sweat running down her face. She goes, "Sheep. I'm a sheep." But it was a great year. 4? No, she's probably about 2.5.
Oh, cute.
Maybe 3, but it was fun.
My kids didn't forgive me for one year. We had a little church thing, and I dressed them all up as elves. And
all of them, everyone,
4 boys, 3 boys at that time, as an elf, and with the shoes that turn up with bells on them.
Oh wow!
And peaked hats with, I cut with scissors and then made them peeked around. And they truly did never forgive me. And then I went as a pumpkin. I think I was maybe pregnant again. I can't remember, but I wore this big pumpkin thing stuffed and stuffed and stuffed, and shoes that curled up also. The little girl was in pink. The boys were in green. I don't think they've really spoken to me since then. They were very little. I couldn't believe I got them to do that.
But the most important part, it made great pictures.
It did.
It
makes great pictures. They wish they'd never looked at them. So,
well,
it was fun.
Here in Utah County for the celebration of Halloween today, everybody that works for the county down there where I work in the Health and Justice building and the Utah County building where the commissioners are and the county treasurer, they all go out at Halloween. You need to go down there if you can.
Wait a minute, that also has the health department in it.
Right. Well, they all
I'd
decorate.
Like to know what Dr. Miner's doing.
Well, he's actually right next to me. I'll check it
and
out
tell him
for
I
you.
said hello. I want to know what he's wearing.
But what they do is they decorate their entire office, each department. And so you can go through the county building and walk through, and everybody's in costumes, and then they get awards for who won. And sometime today, I think it's at 1, possibly, they have a costume judging contest, and that's held in the old county courthouse. And so all the county employees come, and they're all
over
judged.
Where the chamber is.
Oh, yeah.
We're off the air at 1. Maybe we'll all run down there.
Well, because you're dressed up. I just have on a sweater, but it's so fun today. We had a meeting up in the boardroom, and people came off the elevator all dressed fun and crazy. So they enjoy celebrating that at the county level.
And I think really that's maybe what it's an opportunity is to just have some fun. The question on the monitor is, can you imagine Steve Dinsley in tights? Well, probably not.
Well, Steve really enjoys Halloween. I know.
Did he get dressed up?
When I worked there, I've never seen him dress up. But he likes to support everybody and participate. Sometimes he's a judge and does some of the judging.
And he can be a fun person. Do we have anything going on tonight? I was looking at Thanksgiving Point. If they got stuff going on, or was that all prior to?
Well, it seems to me that everything's been prior to, whether it was
Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, and all last week, whether it was through the schools or church, because I think most people reserve tonight to go out and trick or treat still.
And our weather's nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. We hung on. Tomorrow it's coming again.
I know, but you know what happened back east was just crazy. I think of these poor little kids trying to go out tonight. Somebody told me this morning, I haven't seen the news, that 3 million homes were without electricity
and water and everything. Yes.
Amazing.
And a few places at least 20 inches of snow.
No way.
Way at least 20 inches of snow. I heard it today on the radio.
See, right down the hills.
You listen to the radio and you learn a lot of things.
To the radio
because we love the radio, don't we?
We do, and thank you very much. We'll put a little pitch in here for KHQN 1480 if you're in the area. We're bringing our website up to date, and when we get that all finished, you'll be able to go to the website, and the sound is really good. You can hear it all over the place. Right now, you're kind of limited to just Utah County. South, mostly the signal, a little bit into Utah. If you're on the freeway, you can hear it all the way up to Draper.
Wonderful.
1480 AM. So
wonderful.
We're going to be giving some stuff away free. We've got some new programming coming on. KHQNradio.com for the shows that we don't simulcast. There you go. KHQNradio.com. Okay, that's good. We got some new shows coming on.
I'm excited.
And maybe Julia's going to have one all her own. It's going to be an adventure show.
Well, won't that be an adventure? My life is an adventure, that's for sure.
We'll just film it and show it. But yeah, a lot of fun things are going to be coming up. So we want to make sure that you tell your friends and have them join us on pat.utahvalleylive.com or on 1480 AM, because we're going to start giving some giveaways away. Our restaurants are really great about giving 2-for-1 dinners and lunches, and so we're going to have some of that. We're going to be starting up some fun things. We'll work our way up to motorcycles and cars and boats and things.
So keep listening for sure for those free giveaways, and you can also go to our website, utahvalley.com. And we have a lot of coupons there that you can click onto and
tell them about those.
Get discounts.
I forgot about that. Okay.
Right. utahvalley.com. You go on there and there's coupons and free giveaways with a lot of the promotions we do. But you can get discounts on hotels. You can get discounts on restaurants, discount on entertainment like Thanksgiving Point and a few of the other venues around. So utahvalley.com, our website, is a great resource.
Great. And I'm going to be working and have some other people working down in the other towns, both directions from Provo
great.
And Orem area. We're going to go further into the south, down into the southern part of the Utah County area, up towards Thanksgiving Point, and working with merchants in those areas so they become more a part of what we're doing here in the county.
Well, that's wonderful.
That would be good. Okay, I had one more question here, and I just buried it. Here we go.
Well, something I wanted to say about that along those lines, for Pat and I, for our show, and also for us at the Convention Visitors Bureau, we only know what we know about.
Oh, good. That's
so good. If you have an event or a festival or something that's coming on, contact us here at pat.utahvalleylive.com. Let us know about it. We can talk about it. And also call in to the Convention Visitors Bureau, which is 801-851-2100, and ask for Andrella or Kaylee, and they can help you get that on our website.
Very, very good. We appreciate that. Also, we have a chat room on pat.utahvalleylive.com that you can join us right this very minute.
Now.
Make a comment, ask a question, and if we don't know the answer, Julia will make it up. No. I'm just kidding. If we don't know the answer, we'll find it.
Julia will wing it. That's what it's called.
Is that what it's called? Oh, my goodness. Well, Halloween is a fun day. Okay. Veterans Day celebration. We've got some things coming along for that.
We do.
We did the libraries, and I'm sure there's a library near you. Use it. Take your kids. I can say that I think my children love reading as much as they do because we did go to the libraries. We had the storytelling time, and it was a break for me. We didn't have cell phones. Now you have cell phones. You get a lot covered when your children are listening to somebody read a story.
Right.
But I like to be involved with them. I thought it was fun at that age. I had 4 kids in 4 years, and so.
Well, reading is so vital. It is just so vital and so important to get that love for it going early, and that's true. So, Veterans Day is what you asked about. So,
and I forgot about this NEBO. We mentioned it last week. I wonder if they got all the people they needed, the choir members.
Well, I hope they did, because they had their 2 rehearsals already for the NEBO Philharmonic was in need of choir members, and specifically tenors and basses. They've had 2 rehearsals. They'll have one more on the 5th of November, and it's for their Memorial Day celebration, which is called Lest We Forget, which is a wonderful title for their memorial chorus. Those performances will be in Spanish Fork and in the Spanish Fork Armory, which is located at 2801 North Main in Spanish Fork. There will be 2 performances for their Veterans Lest We Forget Memorial Chorus, which will be Friday, November 11th at 6 o'clock, and Saturday, November 12th at 1 in the afternoon. They'll be doing the Battle Hymn of the Republic,
Love
the
it.
National Anthem, Armed Forces Salute, and Stars and Stripes Forever.
Let's go over the phone number again, or the address or something where they can get information. And there's their cost on this? I don't recall you saying there was, so there's probably...
The phone number is, you would call Benjamin Winkler, who is the music director of the Nebo Philharmonic Orchestra, and his home number is 801-465-9358, and you can call him there, and you can also go online probably and look up Nebo and
find out what they've got going on.
And they'll probably let you know what's going on.
This is a good example of somebody calling this information in so that we would have it. Julia is on with me on Mondays, representing really the whole valley and beyond in some cases, but mainly the whole valley. And she only knows what she knows. So let's send in anything that you've got going on coming up for Christmas or Thanksgiving. Let us know about it so we can invite the public and help you with your promotion for that particular event.
Right. And then 2 other ones that I'm aware of is the 6th annual celebration of veterans, which is at the Sarah in Orem.
Oh,
and
okay.
That's free. I'm sure most of these are free.
I am,
yes,
probably.
Because Veterans Day. And it's a celebration of inspiring and entertaining music and patriotic event where they honor a lot of our veterans and have wonderful presentations. Now, unfortunately, it's on November 5th, which is a Saturday. It's not on the 11th. And it's at the Sarah, and I don't have the time here. So if you go to sarah.org, you'll have that. I actually went to that 2 years ago. I'm one of these that if there's something I want to see or that interests me, I just go. And I don't need to have anybody go with me because.
But now we're going to have a camera following you everywhere you go.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to put it all up on radio and on the streaming video.
Take my camera with me. So
right.
I went, and it was wonderful. I remember Betty and Jerry Washburn were there. Several of the Orem City Council members were there, and it ended up that there was people there that I did know. So it was a wonderful event.
This just reminds me that coming up November 9th, I have a fellow by the name of Sherman Fleek, Fleek. You might want to look him up. He's a military man and a high-ranking military man. He's also an author, and I looked him up on Google last night. Very, very interesting, and he has written this book. It's on the Mormon Battalion.
Oh.
So if you are bent towards that direction, you're going to love his visit to us.
And when is he going to be on?
November 9th.
Okay.
November 9th, he'll be here on the air with us. So there are people, of course, that love that. I love it. I think it's interesting information. And I am having more fun with these authors, learning things that I would not know, reading books that I wouldn't have time to go and buy. So it's really turned out good. What else we got now?
Well, and then also American Heritage School in American Fork has an event also. It's a Veterans Day tribute with their Philharmonic and special guest Peter Breinholt.
Oh, nice.
And so this is going to be on the 11th, Veterans Day, and it's in the evening. I don't have the exact time, but there is a cost. It's $8 in advance and $10 at the door.
That's not bad.
No, and American Heritage School, is a private school, so it's a fundraiser, I'm sure, to help them. So those are 2 of the events, and I'm sure other communities are having a Veterans Day celebration, whether it be at the park, at a cemetery or other places. So just go to your city's website and it would probably be on there.
I think it's really good to be reminded and not to forget these people that have fought to keep our land free, and particularly in the mess that we're in around the world right now. Honor those that have not only there now, but have been in years past, and just stand still wherever you are and realize that day is, at least give them a nod.
Well said.
These programs are very, very good. I think that they don't do as many as they used to in the schools. Those used to be huge. So it's good to hear that there are some people that are on the ball and making these things happen to help us remember and understand our history better.
Well, Utah Valley is such a patriotic place. In July we have that large Freedom Festival, and with the parade and the Stadium of Fire, and with Colonial Days, it's almost a month-long event celebrating our heritage.
So if you're watching us in Atlanta, Georgia, or in Japan, come and join us.
Yeah, we'd love to have you. I can help you get reduced hotel rooms.
You certainly can. And that's a good plug.
That's what I do.
The number to call for Julia to get hold of her is 801-851-2100. 851-2100. And she can just about solve all your problems as far as moving guests and visitors. And a lot of you are going to have visitors for Thanksgiving. If it's a group, over 10?
10 room nights or more.
10 room nights or more.
We can help you get a reduced rate, but even if it's not, we can help you with our service department find a hotel location that's convenient for you.
I like the fact that you can put tours together and take people around to see some of the things.
I do too, because I get to go on those.
I know you do.
I get to head some of those
up. And they call that work?
It is work. It is work. And we're grateful to be able to offer that to our community and to highlight our community. One of the things I was going to talk about a little later, but since we're on that right now, we'll talk about it. We at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, we do a lot of different campaign efforts to let people know about our area, our services, and to bring people here as tourists or on business trips. And we do a lot in-state with advertising.
You do?
And then we also do a lot outside of state campaign. And one of the things that we were involved in this summer, I don't remember if it was July or August or June, but Delta Sky Magazine did a very large part all on Utah, and it was a lot.
A big book.
It took up most of the book, and so we, as a Convention Visitors Bureau, were able to partner with Thanksgiving Point and for their Tulip Festival.
Fun.
And partnered with Timpanogos Storytelling Festival and the Princess Festival, which is held out at Thanksgiving Point. So we had
Wait, what is the Princess Festival?
Well, it's a wonderful, fun thing where girls can go and feel like a princess. And they have activities, they have parade, they have all kinds of things where you can go. It's a week long.
Wow.
And they actually, I think they have another one coming up, but usually it's in the summer around June 15th through the 25th for those 10 days. And you can pick a time to go.
That would be fun.
And they dress up, then they'll have princesses there dressed up like Belle and Sleeping Beauty. Was she a princess? No, but who was anyway? Whoever all those princesses
little girls
were.
Consider all
Cinderella.
Of those princesses. Cinderella. There you are.
So we had a full page ad, which was very expensive. So we divided that up between ourselves at the Convention Visitors Bureau, the Princess Festival, the Tulip Festival, and Timp Storytelling. And it was great. It said a festival for everyone is what it said.
I would think so.
Yeah. So we were in that, and that magazine is seen literally by millions of people. And it was in there for a whole month.
That's good publicity. That works. You
want
to hear
great.
A story?
Sure.
Along that line. When my kids were growing up, I liked to do just fun things for them on their birthdays. And so I had a huge apricot tree in my backyard in the Los Angeles, Westwood, Beverly Hills area. And her birthday was in May, so it was always just bursting. And she wanted to feel like a princess. And I said, well, to myself, I can help her be a princess for one day. So we had this party and everybody came, and then they were going to go find the magic tree. Oh. Do you know about the magic tree?
No, tell me about the magic tree. Okay, so
here's the magic tree. We do everything spontaneously. And this is just the fun part of the week right here to start out with. So we had, about 20 little girls. And I said, now we're going to go I kept them in the house. And I said, we're going to go find the magic tree. But you have to go out the front door and we're going to have to walk a little ways. And we have to be very careful which way to walk. And so they all lined up. And there were 2 rows of what looked like either salt or sugar. Well, one was salt and one was sugar. Oh. And you had to choose the right way, which was the sugar way. And so you had to just they kept tasting it through walking on the sidewalk, up and down and all around and through the neighborhood and eventually back down the driveway. And when they came into the backyard, the apricot tree was filled with hanging goodies. It looked like a Christmas tree, but it had wonderful apples on it. It had socks and some shoes and presents and all kinds of things
Oh,
hanging on this giant
fun.
apron. Is that fun?
That is way fun.
And
That
then
took a lot of work to put
it
that
did take
together.
a lot of work, and a couple of the boys were up in the Idlewild one year, and so we went out and decorated a tree out in the forest for one of the birthdays, one of the big pine trees, and it just got to be, it was really a fun thing. Magic tree.
Yeah, magic tree.
Yeah, they grew up with a magic tree. And
See,
as
I
birthday.
appreciate hearing that, and I'm sure some of the listeners do too, because it's fun to get new ideas.
Well, nowadays we've got more sense than to hang Babe Ruth candy bars on everything,
Right.
but apples and fruit and grapes and fun things like that. But over the years, I added more clothes to it, but by the time they were 7 or 8, it was over with. They go, "Or I don't want to." The boys were decorating for the little one.
Oh, well,
yeah.
As long as everybody's involved.
It
Well,
was
if
fun.
I ever get grandchildren, I'll remember that. I'm
Well,
holding out for that. So
that is a fun thing to watch their cute little faces. All right, did we talk about the Springfield?
Let's
where do you
talk
wanna
about
go?
some of the plays.
concerts. Okay,
plays and
concerts.
concerts that we
Okay.
have going on. This is just a rich valley when it comes to the arts.
It's true.
Up and down, south, north, east, west. It's just we have a wonderful assortment of things to go do and see. The Utah Valley University in their Norda Black Box is putting on The Princess and Goblin, and that
fun!
and that's a children's production, and that will be going on through the 17th. So you can go to Utah Valley University to find out more information about that. The Hale Center Theater in Orem. There are 2. So this is the one that's in Orem. We always have to be specific about that. They're putting on The Marvelous Wonderettes. And it's about 4 girls, Betty, Jean, Cindy, and Lou. Missy and Susie, all these 4 people. Anyway, they go through high school prom in 1958.
Oh my goodness, what
And
fun.
we learn about their lives and their dreams, and of course it's 50s and 60s music.
You're too young to remember, but you will remember felt skirts.
Of course, because I dressed up for 50s things, even though
somewhere along the line.
Yeah, with a
the
poodle
with
skirt.
the poodle
Of
skirts.
course,
Everybody,
of
I'm
course.
telling you, if you were in high school and you didn't have a poodle skirt, you were just hardly recognized.
So you wore it to high
Oh
school.
heavens, everybody did. Of course I did not.
my-
But I certainly knew about it. And I had one around the house for a long time.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
and I had
something.
a daughter, dressed her up like that.
Right. That's a real
cute?
popular Halloween costume, actually. Is the poodle skirt also. And the so anyway, that's October 13th. It finishes the end of November the 26th. There at the Hale Center.
Wait, there may be
Theater.
something else going on too. Is there something coming up at Hale? How about Sarah? With the kids are in. Something's coming up for Christmas time.
Oh, I'm sure.
I've
At
got
the Sarah?
grandchildren. And
Okay.
That's why I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Well, to see Pat's grandchildren in a production at the Sarah, just go to sarah.org.
good. There you go.
And it will be one of those productions. Well, the fun thing about the Hale Center Theater in Orem is, did you go when it was in Glendale, California?
Of course I did.
So did I.
I knew the Hales very well.
I'm sure you did.
Sure.
Yeah.
Everybody in California knew the Hales, and wonderful theater, totally original plays. So many of them. They didn't have a lot of money when they started out, so they wrote the plays because they didn't want to have to pay the royalty. And so the kids grew up on stage, so to speak. But that
Right.
Glendale Playhouse, boy, it was great fun. We'd go and laugh, and we thought we were part of the play. Do you remember how small it was?
Oh, it was a little smaller than what they have here now.
Oh yeah,
It was
Oh,
tiny.
yeah. It was tiny, but it was really fun. And then I wound up borrowing costumes for road shows and things like that over the years. They were great. They were great. The Hales, marvelous people. Okay,
And you can still rent costumes from them. So if you
can?
don't, yes, if you don't have your Halloween costume yet, go to the Hale Center Theater in Orem, and they'll help you get a costume to rent. So at the Covey Center, that's going on actually tomorrow night, Tuesday and Wednesday only. It's
hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Deet lines were the children, not Dock Wellers. They were Deet lines. Deet Wellers? I thought they were Deet lines. Okay. Their kids and grandchildren have taken over the theaters. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Okay.
Because
okay.
they're both deceased, and so the kids have stepped up, and the grandchildren, and they're all involved. I think Cody Swenson is one of them, and great kids, great theater,
Yeah.
theater.
Great fun. So at the Covey Center for the Arts, just tomorrow night, Tuesday night and Wednesday night only, is Pioneer Legacy. It's a one one pioneer woman's faith-building story of sorrow and survival, and her husband's tale of hope and devotion.
Do you know who it is? Does it say who the actress is?
I don't know who the actors are, but that's at the Covey Center for the Arts, and you can go to coveycenter.org to get that information also. And so it sounds like it'll be something a little more serious, but very poignant and probably thought-provoking and very moving. And sometimes it's fun.
The holidays, really and truly, we do remember our ancestors perhaps more. And they were just alive with pioneers and pioneer ancestors in this valley.
Do you have pioneer?
I don't.
I don't either.
Only in South Carolina. They pioneered there.
Well, I'm the pioneer.
You are the pioneer?
I am the pioneer. Yes, I am. Although my ancestors did come over on the boat from Sweden and Denmark, and they met on the boat. My grandpa and grandma got married.
Great story.
Right. And so they definitely were pioneers, came through Ellis Island. And actually both my grandparents, my 2 Swedish grandparents and my 2 Danish grandparents, both came over on the boat. So.
If we do much more of this, we're going to turn it into genealogy, which I've got coming on later on. We're going to have somebody on and talk about some of the fun stories that have come out of genealogy.
Great. Well, BYU has a lot of productions coming up. They're doing The Elephant Man.
Oh, that's hard.
That's
a hard play.
Yes, you have to go with the right attitude.
Take a Kleenex. It is a good play, but it has some hard moments in it. But what a play to see on stage. That would be excellent.
Well, that's November 2nd through the 12th.
Good.
At BYU.
Which
also,
theater?
The Margits.
Yeah.
The Margits Theater. Mm-hmm. And then also on November 2nd, which is in 2 days, they're doing a jazz combo night. If you like jazz.
Oh, I want to go to that. Where's that?
Okay. That's at the Madsen Recital Hall. And it's on, Wednesday night.
That would be great.
And most of the performances there start at 7:30.
Right.
So if you like jazz,
and their tickets never cost too much. And if you have if you're with a student, they get a discount, a student discount.
Right. Now, a lot of their performances sell out rather quickly.
Really?
Rather quickly.
I've stood in line and gotten all the way, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, and all the tickets are gone.
But they do post all their events all year, and you can go to our website to get more information on the BYU Arts. And so what you do is you look and see when is the ticket going on sale for a future performance. So
because you can buy them right online.
Right, you can buy
Telephone
them
or online.
Right online. And then Dawn Upshaw, who's a multiple Grammy Award-winning soprano, will be singing at BYU on November 3rd, and I would bet it's
these
sold
are the
out.
same. Yeah, these are the same nights, right? The 3rd,
second. The 2nd is the jazz.
Oh, okay.
And the 3rd is Diane Upshaw.
So that's Thursday night.
Right, at the DeYoung Concert Hall. And I bet she's probably sold out. But you never know. If if you're someone like me and you just want to go see and you just want to see a ticket, you do that. I was at a trade show in DC in December 2 years ago. And I had my early dinner at a lovely restaurant. I can't think of the name of it, but it's right there on Pennsylvania Avenue. And so as I was leaving, walking back to my hotel, these 2 ladies were going on and on how excited they were. Well, we came up to the Capitol Theater, the old theater there, and I said, "What's going on here? What are you so excited about?" They said, "Well, Billy Crystal's doing his one-man act tonight."
Oh.
And he'd done it for years, but he was bringing it back. And I don't remember the name of it. Something about 700 Sundays is the name of it. But he goes through his childhood and that. And I said, "Tonight?" And they said, "Yeah, it's opening night tonight." And I said, "Really?" And they said, "Yeah, it's going to be great." And I said, "Oh, wow. So I walked in, went up to the ticket booth and said, "Do you have any single seats?" And he said, "We do." And I said, "Okay, I want one." So I was 4th row, but far end. And so I went and, here I am again. I don't know anybody. I just am going to go. I met the nicest people. It was the best show.
Oh, and he's so good.
And you can always find
Was this the one about his dad?
Well,
Talks a lot
his whole
about
family's
his dad.
in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, his whole family and growing up and where he lived. And so if you want to, you can go. Even if you have someone you want to go with, if you don't care, if you don't sit together, oftentimes you can get
seats.
A single
and
seat.
I need to say that again. We have many single people in the Utah Valley area, and many of them stay home.
Right.
because they're not with someone. And I would just say, go. I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Or
just,
call somebody that you know isn't going to go.
Can go. And if you don't
say,
mind not sitting together, then you can just take off and go that very night.
Right.
And make it happen.
Like I always told my kids, we make our own weather.
Oh, that might be brilliant, Julia.
Yes, thank you very much. But we do. We make our own weather. Whether the sun is going to...
I can't remember. Your attitude determines your altitude.
Oh, I like that.
It's the same kind of thing. I think it was President Lee. But it's true. You can wake up in the morning, decide to have a really rotten day, or you can have it good weather every single day, regardless of what's going on around you.
Right.
And one way to do that is get out of your house. Go do something. Go get involved in some of these activities.
Or go help somebody else.
Or go help somebody else.
Yeah, forget about yourself.
That's it.
It's a wonderful thing to do. So there's, my gosh, there's all kinds of things.
The ballet?
Well, this is November 4th and 5th, which is this Friday and Saturday. It's at the Covey Center for the Arts. It's the Utah Valley Masterworks Chorale and Symphony Orchestra, featuring the Utah Regional Ballet Company with the Utah Valley University dance students.
Well, that would be
so
good.
You have a symphony and a chorale and a ballet. And so the chorales are from Orem, Lone Peak, and Timpanogos high schools that are going to be performing there. So it's going to be a wonderful...
That should be a really good program.
Excellent program. So if you have somebody that sort of snubs the ballet and doesn't enjoy that cultural experience, but they like the symphony and choruses, that's a great way to get them to go to ballet.
Go to the whole thing.
So the price is $20 and it's general admission. So there's that. And then again at BYU, well, gosh, they have something almost every night of the week. But there's another jazz ensemble. So if you can't make it on the 2nd, you can go on the 4th and hear music from the BYU Jazz Ensemble.
Great.
Yeah, lots of things going on. And all this information that I'm sharing with you, you can go to our website, utahvalley.com, and just plug in the dates in our calendar section of what you're interested, time frame that you'd like to go to, and it'll pop right up. Many things that will be offered there to go to.
Have your credit card ready?
No, don't. We don't take your credit cards unless you're buying something at our wonderful gift shop. But
if they're getting seats at some of these places, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Then they can just have your credit card ready to go and get yourself signed up right there. Let's talk about the gift shop again, because we talked about it up the first part of the hour. Let's do it again. And Julia Currey is the senior sales manager for
the Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau. We're located at 111 South University Avenue, and that's right across from the old Provo Tabernacle. That's going to be a temple, and the old county courthouse. Our website is utahvalley.com, and go on there and you'll just... Last week, I remember I was telling you there's a section on kids and things you can do there with fun activities online with your children, and information on meeting space, meeting in Utah Valley specifically. We have every hotel listed and meeting space they have there. And of course, my goodness, lest we forget, we're building a new convention center in Provo, right by the Provo Marriott. It's on Center Street and 200 West. And it will
going to be gorgeous.
It is already gorgeous.
It is. It really is.
We're giving hard hat tours. If you would like to come, if you're somebody who plans meetings, conventions, give us a call and we can see if we can get you on those hard hat tours that we're giving every Thursday. So we're excited about that. We will be open in April next year. So that's right around the corner.
Not very far.
Nope, right around the corner.
It's just going to be very quickly. Did we go through? We didn't get to the Springville Museum, which is one of my very favorite places. I've been taking a grandchild there since she was old enough to walk, and let her run. And now it's one of her favorite places. In fact, she likes going to museums because we started when she was very young, and she just thinks that's just part of growing up, is you go to museums.
Oh, wonderful. Well,
I know we have a lot of them, and I don't know where they all are off the top of my head. So is this a partial list, or is this a list of different museums? Or
this is actually a long list of everything through December, what's going on at the Springville Museum of Art.
Let's get through some of it. We've got a few minutes here. We can do that.
Well, we were talking about how we have a gift shop at the Convention Visitors Bureau.
Well,
they also have a gift shop there at the museum. So from now until Friday, November 4th, the member shopping days where you get double discounts in the museum stores if you're a member.
Now, this is the museum in Springville.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You can find unique holiday gifts for friends and family, along with their selection of prints and books and art books, posters, children's books, and actually Springville Museum of Art, their acronym is SMA Apparel. So you can have clothing that says Springville Museum of Art. And for those...
You can do your Christmas shopping.
You
right
can.
there.
Yeah. You know, there's people that are so hard to buy for, you don't know what to get.
This would be a perfect place.
Oh, goodness. Go to a museum, even BYU's Museum of Art.
And
MOA.
they have a gift shop.
They have a wonderful gift shop also. And then what else do they have going on? Oh, community and family night. On Monday, November 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. is a community and family night where they have an evening of art and entertainment in conjunction with their annual Spiritual and Religious Art of Utah show. So Nora Hess will be their guest artist, and she will be demonstrating medieval technique of stained glass. What a wonderful thing for the family to go see and do, because, you know, we all see stained glass hanging everywhere, but it is not only a work of art, but it takes time.
It does take time.
And you have to be very patient to be an artist.
I've done a little bit with stained glass, and it's tedious.
It is very tedious. I've never done it.
That's on Monday the 7th next week.
Next Monday. Mm-hmm.
Next Monday. I also want to mention that we're going to be launching a family hour between 6 and 7 p.m. Every evening, starting with next Monday, I think.
I mean, every Monday evening?
Every night of the week.
Oh, every night of the week.
It'll be family hour, 6 to 7 p.m. Every night across the board on KHQN and 1480 on your AM dial, and at pat.utahvalleylife.com. And we're going to do families. Different families are going to come on board. It's taking a lot to pull all of it together, but I think we're going to be able to launch at least Monday night, this coming Monday night.
Oh, that's wonderful.
To have the other days lined up. And so that'll be beamed out all over the world and certainly listened to on the radio locally, and just kind of fun ways and different ways of having a family hour.
Oh, super, super. Also, that same night on the 7th at the Springville Museum of Art, Joe Flores will entertain you with his pantomime act, and children will be able to make their own stained glass creation out of paper.
How fun.
Yeah. So, great. So many wonderful things to do here.
I know, there really are.
And
you don't have to drive very far.
You don't?
It's not like Utah County. You don't have to go through LA to get there.
True.
Or Salt Lake. It's right here. It's in our community.
And I was just in LA, Orange County this weekend, and fortunately our traffic wasn't bad because we left on a Saturday morning to go from Long Beach to Palm Springs, and then we came back at 10 a.m. Sunday. So we missed all the traffic.
You missed the traffic.
So you just have to plan it wisely in that. So,
but here, it's easy.
Well, it's easier. It's definitely easier. So that's a few things that are going on at the Springville Museum of Art. It will be closed in observance of Veterans Day.
Okay.
So next Friday the 11th, it will be closed.
Friday week.
Yes.
Friday week.
Next one there, it will be closed. So that's what's going on there. For those of you in the business community that are interested in events that are going on here in Utah Valley, the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce puts on a biannual event, which is their semi-annual business summit. And it's a format where they have 3 different topics that will be presented in separate rooms. It's about an hour each. The topics and the discussions will include management and leadership, accounting and bookkeeping, generating website leads, public relations, human resources, using social media, which is, if you're in business and if you're not doing social media, you are a dinosaur.
She said that gently.
You are.
Is this a new thing? Because I don't remember going to this, and I was with the chamber for about 18 years. Is this different than, I'm thinking of the one they have at Sundance?
No, this is
a whole different thing.
This is a whole different thing.
And where is it held?
It's going to be held at Thanksgiving Point, I believe. Let me see. Let me make sure. Oh, nope, I was wrong. Tahitian Noni. It will be at Tahitian Noni.
Okay, that's just off of University Avenue and Center Street in Provo.
No. Tahitian Noni is actually in River Park Drive out by Riverwoods.
Okay, so it's a block further north than Center Street. Is it further north than that?
Yeah. It's actually where
before you go up Provo Canyon.
There you go. Riverwood Shopping Center. Yeah. So if you take Center Street in Orem all the way
That's
east.
what I'm talking.
Well,
That's
I'm
Center
glad
Street,
we
University
can.
Avenue.
Between you and I with a half a brain each, we eventually get it.
Okay, so Center Street in Orem is sort of on one end of that whole complex. And University Avenue is on the east of it.
So it's a little north of that.
And the Noni building is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's easy to park, easy to get there. And if you have any way of going to this, if you're in business, this would be the one to go to. It looks like it's only about $10. Is that possible?
That's right. It's $10 and you sign up online. It's $15 at the door. So this is held in the morning, I believe. This is held in the morning and then in the afternoon. Let's see. Oh, I was wrong. It starts at 1:30 and it ends at about 5:30. And then right after that, in the same complex there at Tahitian Noni, they're having their prime time. Prime time is their top networking event for the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce, and that will be the same day, November 15th. It'll be from 5:30 to 8 p.m. It's open to the public, and that event is free, so that's where you'll be able to go and connect with lots of different businesses.
It's all about networking.
And networking.
All about networking. So if you're in business, you really want to mark the 15th. And we're off the air at 1 o'clock, so guess what? We can be there.
No. Well, yeah, you could, but it's on a Tuesday. I will be working. I'm only here on Mondays.
Tough.
Yeah, well, sometimes you lose out, don't you? Sometimes you lose out. So for more information on that, you can contact Gina Roberts at 801-851-2564, and she's the events director with the Provo, actually Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce. They changed their name.
They changed the name.
So when Pat and I both worked there, it was the Provo Orem Chamber of Commerce, but now it's the Utah Valley Chamber of Commerce. So join them. And if you join the chamber within the last 6 months or right now, you will get a free expo table at this event.
Really?
So if you haven't joined, join up and you can come and network with all the businesses and community people there.
Y'all can come on down there and taste some cayenne.
There you go.
I need to say thank you to our sponsors. Of course, Julia is representing the Utah Valley Convention and Visitors Bureau as one of our sponsors, and we're going to get all these recorded one day. But meanwhile, boy, we're just doing it. And thank the cayenne people also. Their headquarters are in Idaho Falls. I work with them. I enjoy the product. It's changed my life, and so I would encourage you to find out more about it. 801-362-9552, 801-362-9552. And if you really are sick and tired of being tired, this would be a good thing to know about. And also if you're an athlete, a very special product that really gives you a boost in your energy. Did we get through our whole everything here?
Well, we came pretty close. We came pretty close today. We always do. We always have a little more that we can talk on, but
we could. But should we say it over the air?
No,
I'm just kidding.
We had a little story before we went on air.
We're not telling that.
Quite entertaining and fun, though. But we'd like to thank you for joining us, and we really are excited about having a show dedicated just to Utah Valley, which is a really wonderful.
It seems to be a non-ending stream. You know what? There were two little things that I wanted to mention
right here
this calendar because, wrong thing to do without glasses.
Okay, then I
can do this.
Okay, all right. Tonight on the 31st, the Eldridge Senior
Eldridge.
They spell it Eldred.
Okay.
Well, the Senior Center.
Maybe it is Eldred.
Eldridge Senior Center Halloween celebration, and that's at the Eldridge Senior Center at 10:30 this morning. So
We
I hope you
missed
had a
it.
great time.
I thought it was tonight.
That's okay.
Okay.
We knew it was on the calendar.
This is
for
a great
today.
place to get involved with. I actually signed up a couple of months ago just to see what was going on there, and I bumped into a quilting a day, and I have
Oh.
never met so many quilters in my entire life, nor have I ever seen such beautiful work.
Oh, I bet it was just wonderful.
We'd like to thank Pete Hansen and Kent Vorkink for keeping us on the air and keeping us, well, if not sane, at least here. And thank the radio station KHQN. We appreciate you, 1480 AM. Have a great fun day. Please be safe and be healthy.